Game number 1, Cursed Hollow, a map that we rarely see these days. Kappa. Murloc Geniuses versus eLevate. It's the first map and therefore, of course, a very balanced map that we're having right now. It's one of the most balanced maps in the lineup. So we could see something a little bit more innovative on this particular setup here. An ETC ban that could lead the Murloc Geniuses into a ban on Tyrande and would bring eLevate with a Zagara first into a pretty solid position, I'd say. So we're going to have that in a second. Tyrande, and that should be a Zagara now for eLevate, and there we have her. So the Murloc Geniuses, it's a question of how exactly they are going to start things up here. It's a team that really started to play Nova a whole lot. They started with a Jaina. They ignore for now Kel'Thas, so it is a Jaina instead. And yeah, I'm a little bit curious to see how exactly they're going to run this now. They can... X, thanks dude for the support, my friend. Thank you for that. Warcraft 3 Ghoul apparently, underplay, I like it. Good man, good man.
Good job.
Thanks, my friend. Muradin is the warrior at the front line for the Murloc Geniuses. So, yep. That is pretty sweet as well. I mean, with the Muradin already at the front line, you have already the lockdown, Jaina has the damage. eLevate in the last game where they faced a team on Cursed Hollow went into a Sylvanas and really started to play this heavy, hardcore pushing setup. They could still do the exact same thing here, so they could actually like try a setup like this. But yeah, so eLevate, let's see how they're going to play with this one. Well, they are apparently starting... No, they don't go for the same thing. I was waiting for a second if they would actually like switch things around here, but no, they go for that Sylvanas again. And not quite sure what exactly we're going to see as the tank. Oh, they go into a Johanna over the potential ETC. They could have gone into an Uther, of course, as well. Murloc Geniuses here with a Jaina and a Muradin. As the start, so they ban out. Well, they could actually, I don't know, they probably saw the last game that we've been playing there, and we had, of course, as one of the healers in this case, a Karazim, so we could actually see the Murloc Geniuses with like banning one of those out. Karazim could be banned out here if there's additional like threat, of course, thanks to Thrall. Murloc Geniuses could also simply try to get away with the melee assassin that eLevate played the last time, but it is the Tassadar first of all that they are trying to get rid of. Now that's an interesting choice to ban out Tassadar with the setup that eLevate is playing. Nova is banned out, the target ban against the Murloc Geniuses. Oh, I'm a little bit sad now. I was hoping for the Nova to be played, but apparently after the Murloc Geniuses played her throughout the entire winner bracket, everybody kind of picked up on that, and it's just like saying, okay, ban the Nova. So this is not a troll ban, guys. This is actually like a target ban against the Murloc Geniuses, because in 4 out of 5 games they played Nova in the winner bracket and had really nice success with this. Now we're having Kel'Thas actually in this case, and also the Uther. So once again a team that goes into the double mages, which is really not all that popular to just drop 2 heroes that are heavily cooldown based. eLevate could play that with a Thrall again. There's a lot of potential spell shields on their side, of course, as we already talked about in the games before. So to round that setup up and go for the same build that they already used in last game, it would be a Thrall and a Karazim. There's the Thrall, and is it going to be the Karazim, or are we going to see a bit of an adjustment there? I guess if you play a Thrall, you could also go into Rhaegar, of course. Karazim or Rhaegar are both pretty solid. It depends on how much heal you think you'll need for this. And, well, you could assume that they know what they're going to go for in this case, but apparently it's a little bit more of a difficult decision of what they can use. I mean, we have sometimes seen a situation like this, Malfurion, to counteract some of the damage there with the Tranquility. Hotsy, thank you very much, my friend, for the support. Thanks, dude. It's appreciated.
He said Greyman are not Germany, dude.
You are not.
You were cut off. He said Greyman of Germany. All right. 20 push-ups to your punishment. We'll see about that. Thanks for the sub, Crystal. Hey, suddenly all the support is going strong. What's happening on stream, guys? Apparently people are excited about the Murlocs. Unfortunately, we don't have that Nova play, though. It's a Karazim. Okay, so they go for the Karazim again. They've been thinking about this quite heavily, and it's a Kerrigan as the counterplay here now, with Uther Kerrigan to round the lineup up. So yeah, that's actually like a pretty nice touch here for the Murloc Geniuses. Apparently they're going to try to punish eLevate for banning out the Nova here. But let's go straight into our first game here on Cursed Hollow and find out who takes the lead. The game has started, and once again we are on Cursed Hollow. This time it's Team eLevate to the left side going up against the Murloc Geniuses. So we have currently Nespa on Thrall with Bashix on Karazim, Kilik on Sylvanas, Hakfu on Zagara, and Boss Floss on Johanna. Sounds familiar? Yep, that is exactly the same composition that they just played in the last game against Blaze. Now on the other hand though, we have to the right side the Murloc Geniuses as their opponent, and Matt Timmy is playing Uther. We have Equinox here on Kerrigan. Yeah, Fury is playing Muradin and Faye on Kel'Thas. We could actually see that new Kel'Thas build that she already used once. We're going to talk about that in a bit. And Cawthon Luck is playing Jaina. So it is going to be a very different game. The one thing that really amused me a little bit during that particular draft was that we had a ban on Nova in this setup, which was actually kind of funny considering that Nova is of course a hero that you usually don't see too often. But the Murloc Geniuses are by now kind of, I guess, infamous for using Nova whenever they can. The builds are already progressing, and, well, we're going to talk about that in a second, but for now it's the action up to the top, where we could see maybe even a kill against that tower. Not quite happening just yet. Level 1, Rolling Thunder, and we're having, again, the With the Wind taken, so pretty much the same builds. Kilik moves in, takes down the tower, and it's all good in the hood for now. The one thing that I really want to talk about is that we have a couple of potential changes in the way that the heroes are played on the side of the Murloc Geniuses. Cawthon Luck oftentimes goes for extra Blizzard talents on level 13 and or even 16, so it's pretty sweet to see that extra range that he oftentimes uses depending on the map. For now though, they move to the top and try to drop Zagara, and Hakfu is barely getting her. No, she's not. Okay, so Hakfu is dead. It looked for a second like Zagara was able to escape, but nope, we saw immediately Jaina move in and make sure that that didn't happen anytime soon. The one thing that I really want to highlight is that we could see that build again that Faye already used on Kel'Thas once, where she actually goes into Gathering Power on level 4, and then after taking Fission Bomb, goes into the Flamethrower on 13 and the double Flame Strike on 16. It's a pretty interesting build, and it's of course a completely different playstyle for Kel'Thas that we see with the Chain Bomb, the build that is of course predominant since it's absolutely amazing. But we stay very safe, and the whole idea is just like to stay always in the back, far away from all the action, just drop those flame strikes and gain the gathering power stacks that also of course apply to your Phoenix and everything else. So it is a chance that we're going to see that again. I personally would really welcome this because I kind of liked the build the first time that we saw it, and I want to see how it measures up against the rest of the damage there. We have only seen the build once, and I would really like to see it a little bit more often just to see how exactly that's going to be happening with like damage output. We could see, of course, the normal Gravity Lapse build, especially since they're running this already with quite a lot of stuns, and if you want to get the Gravity Lapse in as well, that Netherwind talent on level 4 is amazing. And yes, it is going to be Netherwind. So the normal build on the side of Karazim here would have been cool to see it. A bit of an oddity build, but for now they're just playing the normal style. We're having the first tribute on the map now. At the bot lane, Nespa is moving in. Matt Timmy is actually just like pushed back and zoned out here. And up to the top, Equinox, yeah, they are trying to go for a kill against Karazim, but he's already dashing away as the rest of the team rotates over in a 4 versus 4 situation. 2 heroes still at the bot lane, and that's also Uther, the support for the Murloc Geniuses. So they won't really be able to go for a long, sustained fight here. They need to drop a target soon if they want to get this, and Zagara seems to be the target, and they will drop her. Well done. Nice play here on the side of the Murloc Geniuses. So they turn it into a 4 versus 3. They can well up and move in again. Double Envenom, by the way, on not only Sylvanas but also Thrall. And we see the Boundless Conviction probably into the Wave of Light here for Uther, as Kerrigan went straight on level 1 into the Sharpened Blades and then Envenom herself. So the talents here definitely coming through for both of the teams. Yeah, up to the top again. Sylvanas starting to push this back. It's the shield glare going to zone her out. There's the condemn attempt, but Faye is moving back immediately. And the kill against Johanna. Nice. I'm really liking it. Good aggression that we are seeing on the side of the Murloc Geniuses. So they're really playing this well here. And they also grab another tribute now. So this is tribute number 1. 3 kills against 0. Nespa at the bottom lane. Still fighting it out against Matimi. He goes for his level 1 talent here with the Rolling Thunder, which gives him a bit of mana sustain in particular, but also of course that extra range, instead of Seasoned Marksman, which we oftentimes see with the Wind Fury build that he is going to aim for from here on out. So currently, still a slight lead for the Murloc Geniuses. They came from the winner bracket and they lost in the winner bracket final then against the Bob Ross fan club. They took a map of the Bob Ross fan club though, which up to that point was more or less unheard of. And now they still need to go through Team eLevate if they want to make sure that they have a chance to move on to the grand final, where they could go up against the Bob Ross fan club again and get their revenge. Up to the top lane, already a potential drop against the heroes here. Nope, so far the fight hasn't really happened. It was actually like a bit of a close call here for a second. It looked like they could get maybe the flank and isolate one of the targets. But yeah, that didn't really quite happen yet. So for now, we still have another tribute not in sight. Should happen on the map very soon though. And there it is. But down to the bottom of the lane, by the way. But we have level 7 talents for both of the teams. Yeah, Equinox already darting in here immediately. He has taken battle momentum for the additional wombo combo in the team fights, getting those stun combos in. And now that we have Jaina onto the bot lane, she could go into Frostbitten, and then there we have it. Snowstorm into Frostbitten. Matt Timmy still in position, and everybody is just like rotating around. But Matt Timmy is a bit cut off from the team, so he might have to take the long way around, the very long way around, or he just waits until he really engages into the battle. Wind Fury talent taken with a Wind Shear, and we also see the Sins exposed in this case. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty interesting talent here to take as well. Looks like one of the boys is disconnecting. Yeah, 3-2-3, Illuminati confirmed. In terms of like damage, there's not really too much to tell. We're only 5 minutes in the game. We didn't really see a whole lot of fights or anything just yet. So in this case, it's not going to make a big difference. Laws of Hope as a level 4 talent is also, of course, an interesting touch, talking about the talent choices here in particular. But for now, it seems like the teams just need a second. So Faye is going with the Netherwind and the Fission Bomb, very likely into the normal build. I mean, the whole idea of taking that Flamethrower talent on level 13 really based on the Gathering Power pick on level 4, which in this case didn't happen. 3 kills against 0, give a bit of an advantage to Team Murloc Geniuses. And they have a very nice position here with the entire team set up around the Tribute. And of course, we're still having that one frontliner with Boss Floss at the front. It's also one of the reasons why they immediately paused here, because he's already exposed. So in this case, he needs to make sure that they can go straight in and that he can retreat. So in this case, that's exactly what's going to happen. So Boss Floss at the front, knows where he is, and yep, there we have it. It would be just very annoying if there's a bot suddenly taking over and like controls Johanna right into the middle of the fight. So yeah. For now, still at the front, and a lot of damage already on Boss Floss, so that is a problem. Stun into stun, and goodbye. What a setup. What an amazing setup for the Murloc Geniuses. They annihilate the frontliner, and that of course leaves now the Team eLevate without a tank, and this is going to be a nightmare scenario for them. We have again a tribute channel. This is tribute number 2, and the Murloc Geniuses, they are currently playing an absolutely incredible game here. I have to admit that the matches that they played in the winner bracket were already a blast, especially since they were always able to just like mix up the draft a little bit, and that commitment that we saw to Nova was quite something. It's actually a bit surprised to me that we still saw Nova banned out there. I would have thought that, well, eLevate, actually looking at it, would have more thought about a way to counteract Nova here, instead of just simply saying, okay, we ban her out there, too strong with her. But the damage that you can push out with a precision strike, especially if you already took that Gathering Power talent, is of course pretty great. Nice move. There's the stun setup though, and Thrall is going to fall. Is he? No way. He survives. Barely, but he does. Nice rotation, and now maybe Zagara dying at the top, but Fury might fall as well. No, not quite. But yeah, that was a pretty sweet move here too. So getting the stun in first of all, and then Kerrigan jumping in again. But I really like the wolf that we saw from Nespa to make sure that Kerrigan was stopped cold in her tracks. There's now the heroic abilities. Top lane, that's where Zagara died, where we're seeing Cawthon, Luck, and Faye now going straight for that wall. They have the Ring of Frost here, Phoenix, Maelstrom, Divine Shield, and then it's starting to move over for that tribute, which would curse the opponent actually. It is a curse tribute that we're having in the game now, and they can go straight for it. Didn't even take down the well just now. That would have been probably a pretty smart move here, but nobody's going for the fight since the level 10 ability is just too strong to deal with. You don't want to handle that if you don't have your own heroic ability already yet. Bot lane pressure, that's why we have a bit of a power play happening to make sure that they get the level 10 themselves. And again, the 7-sided strike plus more, Divine Shield, oh sorry, Blessed Shield in this case, not the Divine Shield. We're seeing Wailing Arrow and Sundering, so a lot of potential to also go into one of those comps as well, especially with the way that in the last game already, where they played the same composition, that Wailing Arrow was hit. That was brilliant. I mean, every single time that Wailing Arrow was shot out, it hit at least like 3 people, most of the time more than that. And here comes again the lockdown attempt, but of course now Iron Skin was ready, so Johanna not gonna die to this once again. But now Iron Skin is in cooldown, and with a curse on the map, it means that the mid lane is being pressured. It's a 2-level lead already that we're seeing for the Murloc Geniuses. Bot lane is also being pushed in as we speak. There could be another structure. Top is already falling, and there's the silence against 2 heroes. And Faye is about to die. She goes down. Can they get the counter kill? Barstik jumps away. Fury is on the retreat, and here comes the Condemn again, but it looks like the rest of the team can survive here. Bottom fort is about to be obliterated. Mid lane fort has died now as well, and this one, as you can already tell, is going to fall very soon. Sylvanas, on the other hand, is also moving down to the bot lane now, and with the curse ending, it looks like they can defend this after all. Now Zagara is up at the top, trying to de-push all of this, but of course we have a rotation already happening here, and Kerrigan goes in and a double lockdown. No follow-up, or is it going to be there? Yes, they get the kill, and they also try to go for Thrall now, but it feels like they're not going to get him. Just barely able to escape with the magic carpet there. Yeah, there was really a magic carpet, just like sliding around those possible shots. The level 13 talent, of course, now in play with a Shrink Ray, with also the Eviscerate taken for the extra range on Kerrigan, so she's going to jump in even harder. And now with 2 heroes down, with 1 hero down, they can go for boss, especially thanks to the level 13 talent that they have as well. Faye is going for the chain bombs on level 13, going to give a lot of extra damage to her, and now that they burst the boss away, they can actually rotate to the top lane and try to fight for the next one, because it feels like that's what eLevate is currently trying to do, and they are very, very late with that. So that's a very late rotation, and I don't really feel that they can burst down that boss if that is happening. But for now, it feels like Murloc Geniuses are going to be fine to just like taking another camp and maybe drop that bot lane. They go in the bottom of the map, yep, and start to really take down these towers. So at the top we have 1 camp already pushing. The boss is now taken as well. There's still no level 13 ready on the other hand though. And yes, this wall is going to fall before the boss is even there. Well, actually no, the boss is already there, but it's still going to fall extremely fast, and this might mean keep. If they really push that in and get a kill, it might mean keep now for them. Condemn used, Sundering as well. They go in with all their heroics and they get the kill against Kerrigan again. Great, great kill here for Team eLevate. They get their kill, and the boss is not going to finish that keep yet. It's going to be close, but it's not going to happen. Half HP still, up to the top lane. This boss, of course, is going to push this out now too. We have 1 spell shield taken for Johanna. Sylvanas could go into a spell shield as well. She did so in the last game. For now, we are actually seeing just the defense at the top. And, well, eLevate isn't looking too shabby here. The Murloc Geniuses are still ahead with 6 kills against 2, and they are looking at a very solid position in the game. But it's not like eLevate is without any chance to really come back into this one. They are 1 level behind and have been so constantly throughout the entire match. But now Fury is starting to move in with the rest of the team. Double spell shield, indeed relentless, and also Mutalisk. They go for the lockdown, but this time the Iron Skin is ready, but it's not enough. It looks like Johanna is going to fall again. Or is she? No, she moves away for now. 7-sided strike is being used, and they are trying to get that kill against Johanna, but they get the lockdown against at least Sylvanas. This combo potential that we are seeing on the side of the Murloc Geniuses is absolutely out of this world. I'm loving it. I love the way that they are really coordinating these attacks, and whoever is doing the shot calling there is definitely, they knows definitely what they are doing. I mean, this is really cool play. How they are syncing up their attacks is absolutely beautiful, and it's working incredibly well. 7 kills against 2 now, and they gain again the map control that they will need to just get a bit farther ahead, and especially with that level 60 talent, they can try to capitalize on it again. Bosses are not going to be up for quite some time, but if they move at the bot lane, for example, and try to go for the keep, I think there's very little that they can do there. Level 16 talent is now ready. Level 14 is also here. We have Hardened Focus already taken. And we see next to it Essence for Essence, basically the blood for blood equivalent that Kerrigan is using there. And we have also the Stone Form now taken. We're having at the same time a potential move for them going straight into, the Arcane Barrier, and we have the Numbing Blast now in the game as well. As again, down to the bottom of the map, we're having another Tribute spawned. And yeah, with this one, it would be the first Tribute after the Curse for the team in red. Of course, as already mentioned, Numbing Blast has been chosen. And let's see how they're going to play with this one. Tribute is actually let go. In this case, they're just like moving around there saying, okay, we can't do anything about this, so let the Tribute go for now and just like see what we can do with that later on. Once again, we have down there the potential move for Tribute, and maybe, what about the boss? Cooldown 1 minute and 40 seconds. Yeah, the one at the top is going to be even spawning later, so that's not going to really help. But in the mid lane, there is still that camp, and apparently they're trying to go for a kill here. Nobody is really daring to move out just yet. But Faye, yes, they're all jumping in to try and dish out the damage, and there are the chain bombs. They get everything thrown in as we speak. So far, the Phoenix has not been committed just yet, but they could definitely use that. And they want to break through the wall, and so far they're going to get there. They're going to get their structure kills in. The big problem that they, of course, have at the same time is that they can't really commit more than that just yet. So, yeah, no Phoenix being used here, even though it has a low cooldown. But still, level 15.5, so it's not going to take too long. Tribute is spawning again. That's the second easy tribute that they get. Bot lane has to be deep pushed by Team eLevate too. But as you can see over here already, it's another 50 seconds on this boss, and up there to the top, 1:08 seconds. So they're going to get the tribute. They are ahead in experience, but they are still a fair way away from level 20. So after level 16 versus 16 talents are hit, it's going to be a long time in the game where we have the Murloc Geniuses on the exact same talent as their opponent. So they don't really run this advantage anymore that they were trying to build up. They have 16 versus 16 talent reach now, and it's a push against the towers again. Oh, well, after the hardened focused over Benediction on Uther, we're now seeing for the opponent's team the Tempest Fury and the Soothing Breeze. With all that lockdown that is happening there, of course, Soothing Breeze beats Circle of Life, which is the normal talent to take if your opponent doesn't run such an insane CC chain. But here comes the Cold Embrace, plus the Brute Expansion and the Holy Renewal. So we have even more sustain for Johanna. I mean, who can blame her? Johanna has been one of the priority targets, and they were always just like locking it down as fast. They were locking her down so fast. Iron Skin always gives you the illusion of you being unbeatable, and if you use that properly, you can really survive a lot. But at some point, even Iron Skin just like says, guys, I'm done. Like, I can't really help you anymore. And they jump in and they go for the lockdown. Nice move though. Divine Shield on Kerrigan, and they go in for the potential kill. But really nice move here by eLevate, and they get the kill against Kerrigan. Could the turnaround be happening? Oh, nice. The Ring of Frost didn't really do too much damage, and now Jaina is down as well. The Murloc Geniuses with the attack, but they lose 2 heroes. Wow, they can't go for the counter kill. Mad Timmy is going to fall as well. Or is he? Can they save him? Faye, maybe. Yo, Gravity Lapse hits too late. A triple kill for Team eLevate, and they are looking strong here. Very well played here, and this is the second tribute for them, as Zagara is now going for the tribute channel and is going to claim it. And of course, the boss is now on the map too, and they can aim for it straight away. Very well done, actually. Like right now, that fight that we saw there, that was just them banking their hopes too much on Kerrigan and going for, well, Karazim. The problem is there was no follow-up stun, and Karazim used this 7-sided strike immediately. It's not only great damage talent, it just brought him out of harm's way, and that's all that they needed in that moment. So now it's level 17.5 versus level 18. That difference in EXP is really shrinking. The advantage that we saw earlier for the Murloc Geniuses is getting reduced by the minute, and we have now in the mid lane still power play with Sylvanas destroying a couple of structures. The boss has to be defended against, and of course there's a second boss on the map, and they are going for it, and there's even the tribute spawning. This is like a nightmare scenario right now for Team Murloc Geniuses. They're going to lose the boss at the bot lane, and if they're going to get cursed at the same time, then it's going to be a total disaster. They have to do something. They actually moved down with thinking about fighting for it, and then decided that if they can't make it happen, they need to go for the boss first, because if they don't take care of this one, they are going to lose the keep. So they decide against moving down. They move back. They lose a bit of time there with this decision, or with the indecision that they had here. But now it is, of course, the curse against them. The boss at the bot lane, the experienced lead for eLevate, and eLevate again with a comeback here. They already pulled it off against Blaze earlier today, and they are going to do the same thing right now once again, or at least it looks like they will. The mid lane is still being pushed since there is that one camp that was taken earlier, but the bottom lane, this is really where the story takes place at this point. We're having the boss moving in with full HP, and Sylvanas is, of course, also with them, so can start to disable those towers right away. Easy peasy, towers disabled, and they're just like moving in, going through the first one, going through the second one, and this could well be keep. This should be keep. This has to be keep. Keep number 1 is going to be attacked there. Kerrigan is at the top lane, still trying to defend against a few of the waves that are pushing in and trying to drop the first one. And now they go in for the potential kills. There's the kill against Muradin. And guys, this could be lights out. That boss is already at still at full HP. The Murloc Geniuses with 7 kills against 7 now. After this last 2 fights, these 2 fights really turned the game on its head, and now it's the go for the core. Kerrigan jumps in once again, but the boss is on core, and this is going to be game. eLevate with a winning streak continuing. They take game number 1 in the best of 3 series here at the Consolation Final against the Murloc Geniuses. GG, and well played.
Enough. The curse is over. I hope.
Alright everybody, game number 2, and these boys are fast. We have the draft already started, and as you can see, it is going to be Towers of Doom that is being played here. So we have, look at this. Ban on Zagara, right off the bat, bam, down goes Tyrande, and we have a Kel'Thas pick for the Murloc Geniuses, with eLevate reacting immediately with the Jaina Sylvanas. So now the Murloc Geniuses, with an ETC, they could drop the Uther here if they want to have the uninterruptible Bosch pit. Keep in mind that these guys have been playing Nova every single time that they got the chance. There's the Uther that we already expected, but they seem to be really a little bit pissed here. I mean, this draft has been happening within a second, and they are super fast with their picks right now. They want to get into the game. They are really, really eager to make this happen now, because they want, of course, to go for payback time. eLevate won the first game, and the Murloc Geniuses, wow, there's that ban on Nova again. They would have taken her, I'm pretty sure, but in this case, it is the ban, and the ban on Thrall. Nova banned twice. It's a target ban. As I said before, Murloc Geniuses, they have played Nova in 4 out of 5 games in the winner bracket, and very successfully at that. So Nova is being banned here. eLevate is saying, like, nope, we're not going to have any of that. So right now, it's the ETC Mosh Pit combo with Uther, Kel'Thas behind that, eLevate with the Jaina Sylvanas, Muradin not picked yet, could be the tank that we're going to see now on their side. And I would be surprised to not see him. There he is, Muradin already chosen. And with this setup already, I mean, you can still go into, again, Charism. It worked well for them, and they do it. They do go for Charism. So 7-sided strike is going to be the action again, the name of the game, and the Murloc Geniuses at the same time. With the setup that they have, a bit more damage might be smart here. On this map, actually, Falsight wouldn't be too bad either, because you can just like fly from altar to altar, and that's one of the things that they're probably going to try and rely upon. But we have with Reyna and Karrigan, another very heavy setup that is a bit reminiscent of what we've seen in the last game. Not quite the same thing, but that Karrigan with a Divine Shield seems to be the replacement of Nova. If they don't get her, they get a Karrigan, and that's what the Murloc Geniuses are taking again. eLevate with the potential last pick. I mean, what are they going to take here? They have solid damage already. They have a Charism. I suppose that they could play a Tyrael even here if they wanted to. They have nice damage already on their hands, and if they go for a Tyrael, maybe with a bit of a smite build, then they have also a very nice tool to just like counteract some of the damage that Kel'Thas and ETC can throw out here. You could, of course, go into another range damage dealer as well. Maybe even drop a Tassadar into the mix. That could help you. But it is instead that Zeratul. Okay. Zeratul action for eLevate. Zeratul versus Karrigan. The battle of the melee assassin is going to happen on Towers of Doom. I'm excited for it. We're going to jump into the game, and let's find out which team is going to take it here at the playoffs for the Enter the Storm North America. It's always a pleasure to cast Towers of Doom, and this game is not going to be the exception. We have eLevate versus the Murloc Geniuses again, and to the left side of the map, eLevate with a lead in this best-of-3 series. And this is going to be the match that decides which team advances to face the Bob Ross fan club in the grand final best-of-7. To the left side of the map, eLevate with Nespa on Jaina, Bashix on Charism, Killik on Zeratul, Hakfu on Sylvanas, and Bossfloss on Muradin. To the right side of the map, Matinee on Uther for the Murlocs, Cawthon Luck on Reyna, Faye on Kel'Thas, Equinox on Karrigan, and Fury on ETC. Fury actually played already ETC once, where they played him, well, solo, and that was against the Bob Ross fan club, if I'm not mistaken. It was on Battlefield of Eternity, and he got wrecked. He got wrecked hard. Now, on the other hand, they have a bit of a different setup, and they also have very high ambitions for this map, because if they lose here, then they're out of the tournament. They will come in 3rd place, but of course they're aiming for more than that. They want the revenge against the Bob Ross fan club in the grand final. Towers of Doom is a cool map. I love casting it. It's still pretty new, and Blizzard might change a few things, tweak a little bit here and there, but overall I love that they are always aiming for new maps, new ideas, just new things to implement here. And well, we're going to see how this is going to turn out for the two teams in this case. eLevate have already played a solid game. They banned out Nova again, since Nova was of course already been played before here by this very team, by the Murloc Geniuses on this map. And here we have Zeratul in the middle of the map. Zeratul, by the way, with the Regeneration Mask, that's a level 1 talent. We don't see too many adjustments. We have the Give Me More for Reyna, which we should point out, and also again the Sharpened Blades for Karrigan. So the increased damage here on Karrigan with that. Lost Soul for the reduction on the cooldown for the Shadow Dagger, which is actually pretty sweet as well. And we have a bit of a trap here against Sylvanas, who is starting to move away. And yes, barely gets out. Oh, she doesn't really get out of there. Yes, there's the kill. There's the kill, but they could take down Fury too. Fury, yes, is falling. Nice. Kill for a kill. Job well done on the side of Team eLevate. They make sure that they just don't lose a hero here for nothing, so at least they are able to take a life in return. We have the temple or the altar spawning down to the bottom of the map. Both of the teams are controlling 4 towers now, of course. So let's see who's going to be able to fire the first few shots here. Bashix and Bossfloss already starting to set up a bit of position with Matt Timmy aiming to move in. They attempt to intercept someone, and Faye is eating some damage, but not too much, since Killick was the only one who could use here his his singularity spike to use that in. Already down to the bottom of the map, everybody focusing it in here. Level 4, a tiny bit faster. Both of the teams on level 4 now. Okay, so that makes it happen. The same build, by the way, that you see from Team Blaze. Vampiric Strike and the lockdown against Muradin, and he gets blown to pieces. Yep, this was a pretty nice start here, but we have Fury again super low. Killick barely getting away here, and Fury also just like in the last moment escaping his fate. It looked really like he would die there, but nope, we have Killick now moving away as well. Here comes the zone. Faye, yes, there's again the approach to just like make sure that they get a chance to maybe interrupt this once more, and they let it go. So they let it go for now. We have the full support build, or the full like utility build for ETC, and the shots are fired, and that's 36 points on the core here for Team eLevate. So the initial start is looking pretty solid here for the Murloc Geniuses. They are ahead in experience. We have against them a Vampiric Strike, Protective Shield, and we see Snowstorm now taken with the increased radius for Jaina up at the top. Besides that, Carrigan with Envenom again, Netherwind for Kalthas, and we're having also the Boundless Conviction. Probably going to head into a Wave of Light later on for the next talent. Now up to the top, Corthan Luck in his Vulture is setting up the position here. Killick down to the middle of the map is also in position. Fury, Equinox and Faye all turning around, trying to just make sure that they might get a kill here. With Fury waiting in that bush, if he has a chance to go for a power slide, then he's going to take it. And to the top lane, we have Killick on his Zeratul starting to like move past Corthan Luck, says hello, and doesn't really do anything just yet. But the lockdown against Zeratul, nice. I'm really liking these combos. It's something that also was shown in the last game by the Murloc Geniuses, but the problem for them was really the late game when they started to lose a few of the fights. So that happened really fast, and all of a sudden it was eLevate to just claim that victory out of nowhere. It was really well played by them. So as well as the early game is currently looking for the Murloc Geniuses, this is definitely not a game where they can say, okay, it doesn't really matter, we are going to take that lead. They try to go for the lockdown again, but Hakfu moves away. Job well done. Very safe play here, and very clutch play as well. Level 7 talent. I don't know, here comes the Suicide Squad already. Level 7 talent in this game now with the Just Keep Rocking. We have Battle Momentum, Fission Bomb, also the Fight or Flight, and Cleanse taken on Uther. Did not go into the Wave Flight here. Wants to have the Cleanse just to be on the safe side. Searing attacks actually on level 7 taken are not following through, so a little bit of a different talent here. Follow through taken now instead of that, sorry, that's not follow through. Searing attacks taken over follow through, which is the talent that we see in this build for Blaze. Again, the move against Muradin, and he has no chance of escape here. He goes down immediately, 4 kills against 1. Except for that early game kill that we saw when they were able to take down Fury, they didn't really get another kill in at all. And this is a great position again for the next temple to be channeled. Somebody is trying to... yeah, nobody's going to interrupt this one. Fury is getting low, but another 4 shots are already fired. And that's now 32 points on that core. Job well done here. And the Murloc Genius is really showing why they picked Towers of Doom as their map. They're very strong here on this so far. eLevate, on the other hand, you shouldn't underestimate them. They came back in a very impossible situation earlier on in this game already, and now there's of course an opportunity for them to maybe turn this game around as well. Unstable Poison already taken as a level 7 talent. We see Fight or Flight for Reyna, and I'm very, very curious to see how this game is going to change once that we have the level 10 abilities. Because in the mid game with heroic abilities, of course, games are oftentimes changed quite rapidly. The boss over here, also another one that you can of course like take to damage that core directly. For now though, the top lane pressure is still ongoing, with Corthan Luck securing the experience lead for his team. They are all soaking the lanes, so there's a heartbeat on every single one of the lanes, trying to head into the earlier level 10, which they should be able to get. But we have now also camps taken everywhere on the map, and already they are starting to move in. So the Halloween-themed map is starting to make the play happen. Towers of Doom, with once again one hero on each lane for the XP. Just a little bit of fight versus fight, nothing really too fancy going on just yet. But look at that early level 10 that we have now for the Murloc Geniuses. That's exactly what they need right now. That's exactly what they want and ETC and Kerrigan are already sitting in the bush, just waiting for an opportunity to jump in and maybe stun another target out. And these CC chains are absolutely out of this world. Yeah, Kerrigan jumping in, but Bashix was ready for this one. Dashes away. Reyna at the top of the map, on the other hand, he was not ready, even with a level 10 ability. And this is now a chance that Hakfu, Killing, and Boss Floors are using to take down this tower. And they will get level 10 any second. There it is, so heroic abilities for both of the teams now. And we're seeing on the side of the Murloc Geniuses, well, Maelstrom, Maw. We have also Hyperion, Divine Shield, and the Phoenix taken. Towers are once again ready, the altars are spawning, and that means 4 hits for everybody if they're zoning here properly. And this is an exchange that the Murloc Geniuses are willing to take. They're saying, okay, let's give them one altar, we take the other one. We are still 8 shots ahead, so it's totally fine if we do that. And yep, there we have it already. To the left side, to the right side as well. So 28 versus 36, an 8-point lead right now. With the heroic abilities on the other team, we have now again, of course, Wailing Arrow, and on Zeratul, the Void Prison. We see at the same time Water Elemental, plus, of course, the 7-sided Strike. And especially that talent is going to be pretty great if they can use it. They try to move in. There's the bubble. They can go for it. Yeah, Nespa, and here is that Blizzard. Goes for the Blizzard. Silence has been used. They're trying to take ETC down. Moshpit is ready. Lockdown against 3 heroes. Equinox with an amazing move, locking everyone down. Bashix might actually fall. He's trying to attack something so that he gets hit point back. Is able to do that. Fury survives and moves away. And this is a triple kill. This is a quad kill. This is a team wipe. Level 12 versus level 10. And what a play by the Murloc Geniuses. That lockdown that we saw from Kerrigan. Unbelievable. 3 heroes locked down with this. And the attack, of course, was supposed to go the exact other way. They were trying to make sure that they could get a very good position by just using that Void Prison, silencing everybody. It was perfect timing for them as well. And then everybody just like jumped in with the talents, but it was just not enough. Now we have a situation in the game where we still have the Murloc Geniuses completely dominating this. And they are also very close to the level 13 talent, which is going to help them to fight for the 2 altars that have just now spawned or been announced on the map. The level 13 talent should by then be ready for them. And of course, things are not really turning out in favor of Team eLevate. 9 kills against 2 already, and this is not looking pretty. Here comes that extra talent with the Eviscerate taken for Kerrigan for the extra jump. We're seeing also the Showstopper now taken for the reduced damage. Yeah, Chain Bombs as if the damage wasn't bad enough already. Giant Killer and Shrink Ray. Boss has been claimed, so at least that puts 4 damage points into the core. So that kind of works. So Boss taking the top, that helped, but already 4 shots fired. It is 8 shots in total, and boom, both of the altars have been focused. Now it's level, that's 20 against 32 points on the core. And well, that means that we have a 12-point lead already. And yeah, things are starting to go from bad to worse for Team eLevate. They won the first game on the other hand, so they're still in the lead, but this would force a 3rd game if they are, well, if this continues this way. We have already one of the towers taken, so it's going to be 5 towers against 3 for quite some time. At the top lane, well, actually for now, it looks like Karazin might have to move away here, because if not, he's going to be jumped. And Kerrigan jumps in once and doesn't get that lockdown, just barely. But it was still a scary moment, and I can tell you one thing, I mean, that blood pressure on Karazin was spiking at that moment. That adrenaline was pumping as well. So for now, we have everybody still moving around here. Matt, Timmy, Corson, Luck, they move to the top lane. They're trying, of course, to make sure that this one is not claimed. But it's 5 versus 3, and they take the camps on the map again. Things are looking really good for the Murloc Geniuses. But the game is, as we already said, not over yet. At level 13, talents would at least make sure that there is going to be an even footing for the 2 teams when it comes to the fights, at least, or to the talents. One of the towers is attacked the bot lane, but it is also going, it's going to mean that one of the towers up here at the top is going to fall, and that will still be a 5 versus 3 situation in the game. And now we have 1 altar spawning, and that's, of course, exactly what the team around Team eLevate was trying to prevent. The left side team now with a level 13 talent, but we still have a 2-level lead for the opponent, and there's now an Ice Block, Spell Shield. We have also Wormhole, Relentless, and the Thunderstrike used, but they move all down to the bottom of the map, and at this point it looks like with another fight there would be 5 damage points already against the core again and drop it down to 15. Scary situation for eLevate for sure. Yep, there we already have the position, and again the lockdown. Oh my god, Muradin, he is just gonna die every time, isn't he? No, he survives. He survives, and they start to take down Fury. Fury is dead, and the turnaround attempt, but Muradin is down. Can they get another kill? Yes, they can kill Faye. So it's a double kill for them. They can go for the altar. Unfortunately for them, it's only going to be 3 hits and nothing else. The lockdown against Zeratul, he's getting away there, but that looked scary for a moment. Yep, 3 shots are fired, so at least that puts it down to 29. So it's still a 9-point lead that we are seeing for Team Murloc Geniuses. Bot lane is being pressured now as well. Bit of extra experience is what they're aiming for, since they of course know that the level 16 talent is going to be ready very, very soon now for the Murloc Geniuses. And fighting against that is going to be extremely tricky. With all those kills that we saw earlier, it's just a massive problem. 10 kills against 4 now in general. They're rotating around to get a bit more experience, and of course at the top lane what they're trying to do is eliminate this one. The tunnels are opening, the towers are upgrading, so with the tunnels we now have that opening in the middle of the map that you can use from your base to just jump in immediately. So that's going to be pretty important as well. And we're going to see the team rotate around again. Looks like they're going to try and steal those camps away. Tower at the top lane has been defeated now. But of course, this puts 4 towers to 4 towers. And we have with the level 16 talent, Benediction, Bullseye after the Giant Killer for Reyna. We see also, again, Arcane Barrier and Essence for Essence with the Echo Paddle for ETC. They move in at the bottom, and Suicide Squad is jumping in. So yeah, they are trying to deny as much damage as they can, but without the level 16 talent, I don't blame eLevate for the unwillingness to fight here. They try to take these camps down, and they get most of them, but the lockdown, nice dodge. Very nice dodge, actually. They're starting to jump in once again. 7-sided strike, great Void Prison. Amazing Void Prison in the back, and the silence follow-up is beautiful. Can they get another kill though? They try, and the Divine Shield is preventing it, at least for now. But Zeratul is not convinced yet that he doesn't get anything done here. Water Elemental is slowing Reyna down. Here comes the jump, Carrigan with the combo. Can they get the Storm Ball? Yeah, ooh, oh my god, it's a quad kill. eLevate with perfect play again. They make that comeback happen. This is exactly what happened in the first game, and they are pulling off the same thing. They have now also Stone Skin taken, Soothing Breeze, and they rush in. The altar is spawning, and this is going to be a 4 versus 4 again for them. Very, very cool play here. Really well played. They can actually go for another one even before they go for the altar. They have still that time on the map with no problem whatsoever, and they do exactly that. That was a really nice play. A quad kill, and it was perfect. I mean, even Muradin just dodging those stuns, jumping over, making sure there was nothing happening, that he had a chance to go in and take that. That was brilliant, and that's now a quintuple shot against the core. And that puts us once again into a range where we have not only eLevate in the experience lead. I have no idea how these guys are doing this. They are in the experience lead again, and they have level, well, 20 against 24. And here comes the move, and again, 7-sided strike. Down goes Carrigan. Unbelievable. That trap was perfect, and it is going to cost them more than that, isn't it? They're going to try and move in again, but no, Carrigan alone is already totally worth it. They're putting some extra pressure on Fury. The mosh pit has been chosen. Ooh, it's the kill against Muradin that is scary, and they get it, but ETC is falling as a result as well. So it's a trade again, a 1-for-1. 18 versus 17, the talents, and eLevate is just absolutely unbelievable here. The way that they are playing this is great. They are playing a crazy good game now. And of course, I mean, the damage output here in itself is already insane. At this point, we're really looking at Carrigan with, well, 15,000 damage. We're having like 30,000 on Kalthas, but it's Sylvanas with a 31,000 that is ahead in the game. 25 on Jaina, and eLevate is really starting to look like they could take this with a 2-0. It is at the beginning of the game. Every single time the Murloc Geniuses, they are really starting to put the plays in, and with absolutely incredible coordination and performance. But right now, it looks exactly the opposite. Again, the lockdown, nice ice block. Really well done, but Nespa dies anyways, and they were a bit too greedy here. They were too greedy. Hakfu jumps away. There's the kill against Karazim. And well, let's face it, eLevate just screwed up. They just screwed up and lost 4 heroes because of it. They got too greedy. They moved in. There was no reason to go for it. They thought that they had an opportunity to flank and take a few heroes down, and it turns out that they don't, and there are 3 altars on the map in 16 seconds. Yep, they just screwed up, and they screwed up big time. That was a massive, massive mistake there. They got too over-eager, they got too greedy, they got punished hard, lost 4 heroes, level 20 any second. It's a triple altar on the map, and this is going to be an absolute disaster for them. All 3 altars are going to be channeled against them. Yep, they screwed this up big time, and they are paying the price, and it might cost them the game. it really might cost them the game here. A massive barrage is already raining down on the core, and it's down to 8 points now. That was a disaster, and the boss is going to be claimed at the top as well. That is going to put the core to 4 points. Level 20 any second now. Yep, eLevate, they just more or less through the game. They are already with the back to the wall. Those 4 points are going to put the core down 2-4. We have now a triple Bolt of the Storm. ETC could make that a quadruple. And we have on the side of, well, Uther, the Bulwark of Light taken. Wow. They really turned it around. They started the comeback, and now they are massively behind. Like, this isn't even funny anymore. The only thing that they can do, the only thing that can save eLevate now, is a team fight where every single hero on the side of Team Murloc Geniuses is getting eliminated. They need an entire team kill. They need a team wipe. I mean, this is a disaster for them. Bot lane pressure here already happening. Hug Fu, Boss Floss, and well, we are seeing just the rotation around with level 20 talents. This is horrible for them. They only need to wait, of course, for the next altar to spawn, and that's what they're trying to aim for. Level 20 versus 20 is going to be great, but if there's a double event, for example, happening with 2 or 3 altars on the map, the only thing that they need to do is just like focus on one of them, sneak one in, and the game's over. 5 towers controlled against 3. We're now seeing, well, the 20 draft any second now, of course, also for Team eLevate. They're going to have the level 20 talents, and they can fight on even talents, but I'm not sure if this really matters anymore. It's a single altar at the bottom of the map. This is the best scenario that they could hope for. If they win the fight here with Transgression, with a Bolt of the Storm, a double Bolt of the Storm right now, that they could theoretically really start to make a comeback here. I mean, it would be an insane setup. It would be a crazy comeback. But in theory, it still can work. Rewind and Hardened Shield, the talents that have been chosen here. Muradin with a Hardened Shield, he knows that he's going to be a high priority, of course. They always went for him in every single one of these fights so far. As long as he's out, yep, there's the stun lock, and he is dead again. This, ladies and gentlemen, could very well be game. Already we have the move in, and Zeratul jumps away. He is going to fall. Zeratul down. This is GG. No comeback possible. Yep, this is the end of it. There we have it. The entire team wipe. It is game as the altar is channeled. We are going to see the Murloc Geniuses tying the series up against Team eLevate. The last few shots fired. An amazing play here by the Murloc Geniuses. Great comeback after they were initially ahead. GG and well played. Towers of Doom ending in favor of the Murloc Geniuses, tying this series against Team eLevate. Game number 3, everybody, on Battlefield of Eternity. The Murloc Geniuses against Team eLevate. And the victor of this series will advance to face the Bob Ross fan club in the grand final of the End of the Storm North America, the first season, and the loser is out of the tournament and will finish 3rd place. Battlefield of Eternity, and we have bans on Tyrande and Kel'Thas, which leads us again for Team eLevate into that early Zagara pick that they already favorized in a lot of the earlier games that they've played here today. The Murloc Geniuses, they made a great comeback happen on the last map. Again, we could see that second ban against, of course, Nova for Team eLevate if they're going for that target ban again. We have Jaina in ETC already taken for the Murloc Geniuses here. And Reyna is being played by eLevate together with Tassadar. Now that Tassadar is taken this early in the game, it could actually mean that they're absolutely okay playing against Nova here. So I'm not quite sure if that ban is still going to happen, since they have already division on the map. The Murloc Geniuses, first of all, well, let's see what they're going to ban out with this setup here. ETC has been taken. Muradin could be banned out if they're trying to ban one of the frontliners here. They could, of course, create a lot of pressure. Kel'Thas banned out, so Jaina is the only spell damage dealer that we have at this point, and it's a Charism instead. Apparently that 7-sided strike is something that they definitely don't want to deal with. Is it going to be the Nova ban, yes or no? That's the only question here. 2 times Nova was banned, and they ban Kerrigan instead. The Murloc Geniuses can go into Nova if they want to, but they are already up against a Tassadar, who can use Oracle and Mental Acuity to just get the detection in there. So yep, this is going to be very cool. Every time Nova was banned out, Kerrigan was picked. It was, so to say, like the substitute for Nova, because Murloc Geniuses, they ran Nova a lot. Now the big question is, of course, will the Murloc Geniuses go into that Nova play again that they showcased throughout the winner bracket, or are they going to just mix it up completely, disregard Nova, and play something completely different? They have an Uther, and they have the Sylvanas, and that could bring us into that Nova play again. eLevate with the last 2 picks. What are they going to go for? When it comes to the healer, they could play with the Tassadar solo. It's a little bit unlikely, though. And it's more, well, at this point, actually, like thinking about it, they could go into, first of all, the Muradin, of course, since he wasn't banned out by Murloc Geniuses. We talked about this quickly. If you go into another support, you might go into a Brightwing even with the Peekaboo if you want to go for complete overkill. Rhaegar with Farsight helps as well, and Rhaegar is being played, and let's see. Is it going to be the Nova, even though Farsight and Oracle can be played against it? Are the Murloc Geniuses really ballsy enough to play a Nova in this setup against this much detection, or are they just saying, okay, screw it, we're going to go into a completely different setup, no Nova for us, no precision strike, no gathering power, we're going to play it. Nope, they do it, they play Nova again. We have the Murloc Geniuses with the balls to the walls, the balls of steels, putting them on the table on Battlefield of Eternity, and this is game number 3 between eLevate and the Murloc Geniuses. The last map is Battlefield of Eternity, eLevate versus the Murloc Geniuses. And to the left side, it's again eLevate with Nespa on Tacita, Basix on Rhaegar, Killik on Reyna. We have Hawkfu on Zagara and Bossfloss on Muradin. To the right side of the map currently, the Murloc Geniuses. And guess who made it through the draft this time? Yes, Equinox is playing Nova instead of Karrigan now. Karrigan was banned, the respect ban right there. Fury now on ETC, Faye on Sylvanas, Korth and Luck on Jaina, and Matt Time is playing Uther. So yeah, we're going to see a Nova play again with that gathering power. So every single time that Nova was banned, Karrigan was being played. Now we have, well, Nova in play. And this is going to be super interesting. Ambush Snipe already taken as the level 1 talent for Nova here. We're seeing on Barbed Shot taken in the case of Sylvanas against the Immortal. That's pretty sweet, of course. And the bot lane, where only Tacita is at play. It's still a bit of a ballsy play there if you think about it. I mean, we not only have Rhaegar who can go into Farsight on level 7, but we also have Tacita already in the game for Team eLevate. So that means that they have a massive amount of detection that they can use against against Nova. And all that Nova is also about, of course, in this case, is just trying to get those gathering power stacks, keep them, and use the precision strike for the snipes. So that's what they're going to try and do the entire time here. Talking about snipes, look at that burst damage against the tower at the bot lane here now. So they take the first one. Top lane is of course going to try and do the exact same thing. Matt Time has to be careful here, but so far he's trying to push them back whenever he can. Yeah, rotation is happening to the top, down to the bottom lane. It's still Sylvanas versus Nespa. Faye has to be super careful. She should probably go to the well. And as there is no level 4 yet, it doesn't really matter if there's any kills or not. Gathering power stacks won't accumulate just yet. But yeah, Equinox with a bit of pressure play already. Moving in, just putting a bit of pressure in and moving away again. It's not only the detection on the map, by the way, but it's also the vision that Zagara can also give the team here. So this is getting even more insane than anything else. This is going to get extremely crazy now. Equinox moving in from behind, but yeah, he's not willing to commit to this one just yet. Level 2 for both of the teams with a slight experience lead here. Yeah, already Tacita using straightest vision, eating some damage from Nova in this case, but still, we're having the burst against the keep or against the tower down to the bot lane, and that of course drops on level 3 into their hands. At the top lane we see a very similar picture with both of the towers eliminated. Matt Time is the only one still standing there, and now it's just like time to go straight for the Immortal. It's a Storm Ball on level 1, by the way, with a perfect Storm now for Muradin. Bossfloss is using that for Team eLevate, and both of the teams are still trying to just like go for a bit of Immortal pressure, but Equinox already there, can use that, yes, that snipe, and is doing exactly that. They have to move in again. Yeah, good stun here, and Muradin not really in trouble, but has to jump out of this one. Wasn't really a question of him dying or anything, but he has to move away in a situation like this. And that's exactly what he's doing there. So once again, Roach is being dropped. It's just the defense that we're seeing. Oh, the stun against Nova. She has to move away there. Gets out of it. And there's the potential kill. Yeah, Muradin goes down, but there was no gathering power available just yet for Nova. So this one doesn't count yet. She's still at the normal damage amount, so doesn't really have a chance to get anything else done. Mental Acuity, of course, the talent. Feral Heart for Rhaegar. He's very, very likely to go into the far side on level 7 to make Nova's life a living hell. And again, the damage against Reyna. So job well done here. Nice damage on Equinox, always pushing that in. Gathering power is, of course, a high-risk, high-reward talent. If you survive, you can do a lot of damage in the later stage of the game with all of your abilities. If you die, then you're going to lose all of it. And Equinox doesn't really have any yet, so it doesn't matter if he dies here or not, but of course they still want to save him. We have also Boundless Conviction now taken, the Snowstorm. We're seeing the Sledgehammer as a level 4 talent for Muradin. And both of the Immortals are roughly at half health, so we see the halftime show where they're starting to switch positions again. And the burst attempt against the blue one. That snipe alone is already doing so much work. I mean, they have really solid damage output in this case. And yep, they burst the Immortal away. And who took it? Whoa, it's actually an Immortal for the blue team. Now 19 hit points on that core. Wow. On that shield, that is. 19 points left. Okay, that was an interesting one. So in this case now we're going to see the Immortal probably die within seconds. I don't really think that it's going to survive for too long. There's still like 2 towers on that lane. Would surprise me if it would go through the wall, especially if they're starting to defend against it. But yeah, Immortal already in melee mode even before it fired the first shot. So this is going to fall within seconds. There's already the damage output. Cawthon luck with that Blizzard, of course. Well, maybe one of those towers falling after all. They can actually take both of them. With a commitment at the bot lane, they are able to take both. But the Immortal is not really going to be able to do too much work there anyways. 1 kill against 0. Level 6 versus level 6. The team's aiming for 7 now, of course. To the top lane, we still had Faye going up against, well, Tassadar in this case. Esper's already moving away, and now that the camps can be taken, they are doing exactly that. It's actually going to be interesting what we see as the level 7 talent for Uther, because I feel he could go into his Burning Rage equivalent, since they don't really have another hero that can use it on 13, and usually have one of the tanks going for it against the Zagara to take down the creep tumors, but he can't really do it, and I'm not sure if he really needs the cleanse. So I would actually really like for him to go into the area damage so that he can take down those creep tumors. Having this much vision on the map for Zagara is just absolutely insanely good. So this might be an adjustment that they're going to go for with Uther. Just a bit food for thought here. They don't have to, but it's definitely a viable choice in this case. There's already the level 7 talent, and it means that we're having the anti-armor shells for Nova. Nice burst damage. Still the cleanse taken. Cleanse has been taken. No Farsight. Instead, it's the Earth Shield. They feel that Tassadar is going to be enough to reveal Nova. They're not going to go for the Farsight here, but Earth Shield is going to give that extra allied shield. And in case of the Carlisle Embrace or Tassadar, it's going to help with a preload, of course. Oh, the damage against Hakfu. Not dying, though. Goes away there in the last second, so job well done once again, just getting out of there before Nova gets that extra damage, and we're going to count through that the entire time. Nova is going to be an absolutely crucial character for the success of the Murloc Geniuses in this game, especially once that she has the Precision Strike ready. We're seeing for ETC now on level 7 the Just Keep Rocking, the mini Relentless that he's going to use. Already Equinox with the damage against the Shaman, trying to take this one down. We're having also the Piercing Bolt taken. There's in this case the Fight or Flight for Reyna, who wants to be safe, even though he took Seasoned Marksman as the level 1 talent, and Zagara with the Battle Momentum for the extra damage. The teams are starting to take their camps, and especially that camp that has now just been claimed by Team Murloc Geniuses is extremely powerful on this map, so it can take down a fort quite easily. They're already moving up to the top here. Equinox is still alive, and the damage output against Boss Floss. Nova always with those plays there. And they keep her safe. They keep her safe, especially Matt Timmy is paying a lot of attention to Nova. And this, of course, has to be one of the main objectives, keeping her alive, even though right now she doesn't have extra stacks, so it doesn't matter too much. Again, the potential... Oh, the snipe a little bit too early. So Jesper not in a situation where he takes any damage whatsoever. But look at Sylvanas here. She's helping out that camp at the top, and we've been talking about this camp. This camp is a brutal one. Down to the bot lane, the fort is falling, but up at the top you are going to see the same thing happening in just a few seconds. It's still level 9 versus level 9. Nova waiting for the defense here. They're trying to play this safe, and once that they can drop a target, Nova is going to get their damage in. There we go. Blizzard used, and the snipe as well. Sylvanas is starting to move in out too. The camp is still going to continue to push, and as I said, it can push a lane easily alone, so at some point they will have to rotate somebody away, and the earlier level 10 is probably going to drop for the Murloc Geniuses as well. Once again, up at the front we have Nova there, trying to go for an opportunity. Here comes the attack against the towers. Good job by that camp already. Taking that in time was absolutely what they needed. And here comes the rotation away from the Immortal, since they of course know that they have to do exactly that, which allows free damage against the Immortal that we're seeing for the blue team, and they put that in easily. Could maybe drop it to half health even. Equinox running into the stun. Needs to be careful with that. That team probably trying to go for the heal in just a second. But yeah, even a bit more damage thanks to those snipes. And well, Sylvanas just moved down to the bot lane, and guess what? It's an early level 10 Precision Strike. We have immediately the Divine Shield being used. Level 10 versus level 9, and that gives once again a slight lead to the Murloc Geniuses, who get the Immortal down to half health, and the halftime show starts. Mosh Pit into Precision Strike is the nightmare. We have the Water Elemental plus also the Wailing Arrow. and Divine Shield, but it's now level 10 versus 10 abilities. Thanks to the Force Barrier, the Force Wall, we have Ancestral Healing, more, plus Meridian Avatar, and the Hyperion. And again, the attack against Nova. She's, of course, the priority target, and Precision Strike to the face. No kill yet. Zagara gets healed with an Ancestral Healing. Oh, Jesper is nearly down, but he moves away. Nobody dying. Great move by Rhaegar. And now here comes the Hyperion with a lockdown against Jaina, thanks to the Maw. Hyperion is going to do quite some damage. Korthalak tries to escape, but he goes down. Fury is now eliminated as well. It's a double kill for eLevate. Could be a triple kill, and yeah, they're going to get Matt Timmy now too. So they jump in, take down Uther. 3 kills in a row. Well played. eLevate with exactly the plays that they needed. Nova not one of them, but as we already stated before, she doesn't have any extra damage just yet. So this is, of course, another big issue there. No extra damage for her at this point. Killik and Hakfu, they are already in position. They go straight for that Immortal up to the top, and now they can just like drop that. Yeah, Nova was trying to do what she could down here, but in the end, it is going to be another Immortal for the blue team. So they get the Immortal, they start to move down to the bottom of the map now. We're having Equinox and Faye in position, so they are starting to defend here, but the Immortal moves actually to the top lane first, tries to, of course, drop that last fort that is still available to them. The lead for eLevate, they actually won the first game, and then they, well, were kind of ahead already against the Murloc Geniuses, but it was a turnaround and immediately a team wipe that just dropped the game on the Towers of Doom completely on its head. For now, we have again the moves here, and we're seeing this boss or this Immortal going straight through that fort. Yep, Nova is trying to go for a bit of the poke damage. Sylvanas at the bot lane soaking the experience and trying to put some damage onto the wall at least. But yeah, this one up at the top they can't save. Sylvanas with the extra EXP can really start to put the pressure in, and she is already disabling the towers here, or at least the keep could disable both of them with good positioning. Doesn't do that yet. Faye up to the top, ETC with a Divine Shield, could use that more, but was already interrupted. There's another 8 seconds, and Uther is dead already. Here comes the Hyperion, and eLevate, they are not joking around here. These guys are not kidding. They want to go for keep, and they are going to get it if they really want it, especially with Sylvanas just now coming back into the play. Yes, this keep is going to fall. Or is it? Yep, again, Fury is stunned out of the mosh pit before he can use it. No chance for him to get this one in. They were trying to, but yeah, still there is the keep alive. The keep is alive, but the question is for how much longer. I mean, any kind of move against it would immediately take it down, and this is so far a great play for eLevate. A great match for them. And when we're looking at the opponent's team, when we're actually talking about the Murloc Geniuses, they are in a world of trouble now. They have still, at this point, I mean, they only have a couple of hit points on the keep left. They have no fort remaining, neither at the top nor at the bot lane. The level 13 talent has now been dropped for the opponent's team, and that leaves us with Mutalisk with all the extra damage here on the Thunder Strike, and of course Healing Surge plus Prescience is taken, and the double barreled here for the double shot on the penetrating round. Things could not really be a whole lot worse here for the Murloc Geniuses. The problem that they have is also that this is it's a very passive game in the sense that we don't have a lot of kills. We have some action and fights, but not really a lot of kills happening. And if you're playing a Nova game, you want kills. You want to make sure that you get a lot of gathering power stacks and can kill alive then. And that's just not happening there. They got 1 kill in the early game, and that was the only one that they got so far. Nothing besides that. And that, of course, leaves us in a situation right now where we have just no extra damage on Nova. And a lot of what we are seeing here on the side of the Murloc Geniuses just hinges on that extra damage on the Precision Strike in particular, and on the snipes as well. So this is something that they just don't get at this point. And there is the push at the top lane again, potentially just like rushing in with a hero and just going for example, Reyna could just simply move over here in the back and simply use a quick Hyperion here, drop this one for sure, but instead they're going for the boss right now. 13 versus 13 talents in any second now, but not just yet. That talent isn't ready yet for the Murloc Geniuses. So much damage already dished out of their own Immortal here, and there's the 13 talent. The Lethal Decoy has been taken. We're seeing Evasive Fire, Shrink Ray, Improved Ice Block, and the Showstopper, and they go for the damage. They heals against Meridian, they keep him alive here. Fury is trying to go in with another quick mosh pit. Twice he was interrupted in the last fight. This might be the chance that he has, and there we have it. Interrupted again on 8 seconds. The Divine Shield has been used already. The timing not perfect, and they are paying the price for it. Halfway down in hit points already on the Immortal, and now they go for Fury and try to drop him. Bashix is starting to move in here, might get that kill. Starting to not really pulling through with this, but they can go for the keep now easily. And this time they will get it. Fury, they might still die. Nope, he dashes away in the last second. But now with just 1 or 2 abilities, they will go for that particular keep. Hakfu, well, he could use the roaches here, but he doesn't. If he moves in from the side, I'm a little bit surprised that they don't take it down. With roaches alone, that would have already been a goner. But as long as they get that immortal, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. The move in again, and ETC is going to attempt another kill with that mosh pit, of course. He didn't really get a good one through. Every single time, the last 3 were interrupted before they even happened and went down onto an 8-second cooldown. Now we're seeing again the well taken, and everybody is moving in once more. Level 14 versus level 13. And here comes the attempted kill. They go for Faye. They can't lock it down. Here's the mosh pit. He's stunned out again. Precision strike doesn't hit jack shit. And this is now the move straight into the maw. Already like isolating Mad Timmy. Silence is hitting hard, but this is not looking good at all. Fury saves himself once again, which is important, but that Immortal could end up with nearly 100% shield in favor of Team eLevate. And if that happens, then it's going to be nearly lights out. I mean, we're not talking about the talent advantage just yet, but that Immortal alone could already do so much. 14 minutes in, this guy is going to hit, and it's going to hit hard. So at this point, they get the Immortal. It's nearly on full shields. It's an amazing, amazing position for them to be in right now. If they don't end up getting team wiped, they are completely solid here. They move in, there's the vision, but this is of course going to be the end of the keep at the top. I mean, they don't even have to do anything here. One all attack is all that was needed. The roaches are being dropped too, but now they can move to the bottom of the map, and the Immortal is already on his way. So unless they are intercepted here, and it looks like that's exactly what they're trying to do. There we go, they are trying to go for Mirrodin, and he is starting to move away. Here's the precision strike, only hits Reyna, nobody else. Ancestral healing just to be on the safe side on Mirrodin. And we have now level 16 talents any second with a Hyperion still darting in. 16 talents after the tower is being dropped would put them even farther ahead, and then they can go for keep number 2. And this is looking like it's exactly what's happening here. 16 talents, healing surge into tidal waves, and we have of course the bullseye after the double barrel. Dimensional Warp after Prescience, Stone Form for Mirrodin, and Zagara any second gonna go straight for the Brood expansion for the double hunter killer. They isolate also Uther, and now it's the kill easily against the keep, and they are gonna try and end the game here. Well, ETC at the front, but Fury this time I feel he's going to die. Nope, there's nobody really follow it up. They don't want to go too deep for this one. Immortal is still at half health, but there comes once more, of course, that damage output from Nova. So they should make sure that they don't underestimate the opponent, but still, they can at least put a couple of points on the core. I'm not quite sure if they can end here, but they can get at least a few hits in, and that's exactly what we have. Here's the precision strike, only against Zagara. It's not enough damage, not by a long shot. It is going to be a kill against Reyna, though, at least that. So it's a 4 versus 5, and Bosphorus has to move out. Actually, they get also the kill against now Mirrodin. That's 4% extra damage for Nova. Maybe enough to make a bit of a comeback. Well, I guess that's wishful thinking now. But it could also be the move against Hakfu, who wants to take Timmy down, but is eliminated as well. 6% extra damage for Nova now. Not really a lot considering that 2 of those keeps are already down, but I guess it's a start. So maybe they can make something happen from here on out. They lost a lot of hit points on that core already, and they're starting to gain for the camps. So Equinox, he has 6% extra damage. Maybe with that, with the precision strike and everything else that they can throw in, they can start to make a bit of a comeback. But, well, let's be serious here. This is going to be incredibly difficult. Because with the setup that we see for eLevate, a Zagara, a Reyna with a Hyperion, a backdoor attempt at any point in the game is going to be brutal. So this is something where they need to dominate the map with vision, and I'm not sure if they can really do this. Especially, of course, since the lanes are also going to push against them now quite heavily from here on out. 17 minutes in, even with those kills that we just saw, it looks like the Murloc Geniuses are not going to be able to make it here. But maybe, just maybe, they can start a comeback. Already we have the Cold Embrace taken, and Cold Embrace plus actually going for that Nova damage, that might be exactly what they need here. Hardened Focus over the potential Benediction again taken for Uther. Seems to be what they really prefer. They've used the same thing in the last game, and as a camp is taken at the top lane, we all know what that means. If you have a camp plus those catapults pushing, that core is going to be in trouble. And as the Immortal spawns, there's just no question what's going to happen if that Immortal is claimed by, well, by eLevate. They are going to win the game. Crippling shot here as the level 16 talent, and this is the one that you have to win. You have to win it right now. You have to make sure that you're taking it, because if you don't, then you're in trouble. 33,000 damage on Nova, the same amount on Sylvanas. It's the top damage, the 2 top damage dealers in the game, disregarding Zagara here for a second. And there we go. This is a defense, and usually the defensive team is always in a bit of a pickle. Sylvanas has been rotated away though, that's why they're trying to go for the defense and try to use those stun circles on the Immortal, because they were trying to make sure that Sylvanas can de-push the lane. And they have their own camp at the bot lane, so that really helps to maybe put even some pressure onto that fort. But over here, Muradin is eating some damage. Equinox with the extra 6% damage is starting to move in. More has been used. Uther isolated. Nice hit there with a precision strike, but not enough damage to really drop someone. And this is the kill against Jaina. Here comes the Mosh Pit on the other hand, and they are going in against Reyna. 8% damage for Nova now. 8% damage for Nova. She's trying to put that in against Boss Floss. It's a 4 versus 4 situation in the game. The lanes are still pushing. It's all fine, at least for now. When we're talking about the Murloc Geniuses, they need to well up though, and they cannot lose the Immortal. They cannot lose it. They need to win it right now. This is really crucial. If they lose the Immortal, it is over. It's light out. It's GG. It's 3rd place for them, and eLevate moving on to the finals. eLevate, they do whatever they can right now. They go in 8% on Equinox. Here comes their damage again. Boss Floss on his Muradin is already on half health after that move, and now we have them again moving in. The heroes are going to come back. 4 seconds until Jaina is back to business with the extra damage that they're dishing out. And of course, Reyna is also going to come back into this game in just a little bit. Maybe Jaina has to, or Sylvanas has to move to the top lane, because that lane is pushing. It's pushing hard and it's pushing again, but they're starting to move in against the Immortal. They go for the Immortal. They put a bit of pressure in. The Immortal is losing hit points. So far, so good for them. But here comes now the full force of eLevate, and they're starting to go in. And this wave is no joke. Both of the waves are actually, both of the lanes are pushing now against the core, and that is where the Murloc Geniuses are starting to run out of time. Equinox and McTimmy, they have to move back. They will try and defend against this, but this is an opening. This is an opening that eLevate was waiting for. And they go in, they drop the Immortal to a half health, and this is it, now or never. You have to fight, you have to team wipe, or it is game. This is the only chance that they have, and if you don't take it now, then you might as well leave the game. At this point, it is the only opportunity. If boss is taken, then it is over. Go in, fight it. You know that you will be at a disadvantage potentially, but they have to try. Here comes the move, and nice damage, but the Maw already catching. And you see the Hyperion in play now as well. The silence hits, and it hits hard. Divine Shield on Nova. They attempt to move in, but this is the only way that they can turn this around, and they know it, of course. So they have to go in, even though it's an unfavorable position. Fury escapes. God knows how he's always able to get away in the last moment in time, but he is able to pull that off. Equinox attempts to go straight in for another potential kill. Has been found out already. The lanes are pushing heavily against them now, and there's just storm after storm hitting these hit points on the Immortal, and it is looking very, very bad for the Murloc Geniuses. They are trying to go in for the kill, but their core is losing the shields again from all angles. The catapults are firing. They can't really rotate somebody back, but they have to. They rotate Sylvanas back, but this is going to finish the game eventually. Already the Immortal is extremely low here and is losing more hit points. They move in, they try to go for it. eLevate is there. They go for Fury now. Move away again as the circles appear with the stuns. The root against Rhaegar, maybe that helps a bit, but there's again the snipe. Precision strike, and the kill against Tassadar. The kill against Tassadar, 10% damage, but the core is taking damage as well. ETC is down, 64% damage on the core right now, 10% extra damage on Equinox. In damage overall, we're actually seeing 59,000 damage already on the side of her, but it is another kill against Uther. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be game. The Immortal has been claimed, nearly full shields. No way to turn this around. We are going to see eLevate move up against the Bobos fan club in the grand final of the End of the Storm North America. You can't defend against this one. I have no way how you potentially could. If that happens, then I'm gonna move. Like I'm gonna walk somewhere. I have no idea. Like, I'm gonna walk somewhere and build a shrine for the Murloc Geniuses, but there is absolutely no way of this happening. Well, Zagara is not gonna die. It is instead Sylvanas. Sylvanas is down. They went for a Hail Mary move, but it's already over. Boss Floss is there. Can he get dropped? Yes, so they kill him. And maybe Killage as well. Nope, he gets healed. 12% extra damage on Equinox. But just look at the damage that the Immortal is dishing out there. It's just impossible to take this one down with only 2 heroes, even if they kill the rest of the team. There's the Hyperion, and this is GG. eLevate moves to the grand final, to the best of 7 series, to face the Bob Ross fan club. Great play, great best of 3 series. A 2-1 victory for eLevate over the Murloc Geniuses. Okay, everybody, that's it for the day. We had some really fun games here, and I hope that you enjoyed them and also the commentary. Of course, we're going to have more Heroes of the Storm action on the channel in the near future. So if you enjoy the esports scene in Heroes of the Storm, make sure that you hit that subscribe button on KhaldorTV and also like the video if you haven't done that yet already. There's going to be more European games. We're going to have more North American matches as well. And of course, if you're interested in the Chinese Heroes of the Storm esports scene, I'm going to have more games on the channel as well in the near future as those leagues start again. At the same time, though, if you have friends that are also interested in esports and in Heroes of the Storm, make sure that you forward the channel to them and share it with them. It was a pleasure casting for you today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed, as I already mentioned, and I hope to see you next time for more Heroes of the Storm action here on KhaldorTV. See you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.